Alright guys, how's it going? It's Gaming News Friday at 8 p.m.-ish. 8:30-ish now. Almost. Sorry, I had some difficulties actually getting live. I don't know what happened. I had to shut down my computers earlier because there were storms in the area. And yeah, when I came to booting them back up, apparently my streaming PC decided it wanted to update, I guess, before it shut down. So, yeah. My cups are all off center. You know what, screw it. Well, I'll put them over here for now. Because I need y'all's. Oh, yeah, I ain't got the freaking app open. Every time I want something to work, it ain't open. Need a drink? Okay. That one was getting a little warm. Looking better? I appreciate that. I've been working on my tan, see? Oh, you mean the set? Yeah, it's not bad. Got my championship over here. Got my gaming PC over here. My beautiful OLED. We won't talk too much about that. That's the star of the show. Anyway. Alright. On to the gaming news, because we have a ton, and I do mean a ton, of news to cover tonight. And we're going to get right to it. Because we ain't got no time to waste. So, that being said, oh, wait a minute. Why is that up there? Hold on. Bam. There's news. Okay. On to the news. The first, well, actually, first, before we get to the actual news, while I'm reading the articles, I'm not going to be able to see live chat, so at least not multi-chat. Like, I could see chat on my phone if I had the apps going, but I can't see both of them, so it's pointless. When I get done reading articles, I'll come back to the live chat and we'll have a nice chat about said article. Here we go. The first article of the night is the biggest one, I think, and that is Sony is ending discs for all new PlayStation games starting in 2028, meaning the PlayStation 6 will be an all-digital console because it's rumored to be coming out in 2027. If the PlayStation 6 comes out in 2027 and they're ending disc games in 2028, I mean, come on. That thing is not going to have a disc drive. And they probably ain't going to have a disc option either. I could be wrong, but I doubt it. Says the move could be a death blow for physical games. The game disc is going away, at least on PlayStation. Sony is set to end production of physical game disc for all first-party and third-party PlayStation games on January 2028, according to a new PlayStation blog. This was straight from PlayStation. So, when I told one of my mods about it when I first heard about it, he thought it was fake news. I'm like, dude, it's from PlayStation, man. First previewed by GameFile, games released prior to 2028 will continue to have physical versions, but everything that comes after will be digital only. This is a natural direction for Sony Interactive Entertainment to adapt to consumer trends as the general preference for digital media significantly outpaces physical disc. The company wrote, "This transition will enable us to align more closely with how most of our community prefers to access and play games today." Most of your community, my ass. I ain't done. While the overwhelming majority of new games are now sold digitally, many fans still prefer to own their own game on disc. The end of disc doesn't necessarily preclude Sony and other companies from still selling game boxes in brick and mortar stores. They would just only have a download codes inside, similar to this fall's Grand Theft Auto 6. Don't get me started on that one. It remains to be seen if the PlayStation 6 will even have a disc drive. Yeah, we were just talking about that. Either built into the console or as an optional external attachment. While Sony has not confirmed the device's features yet, many have assumed it would be backwards compatible with the current generation of games, including their physical disc versions. The decision is a nightmare for collectors and preservation advocates who have long criticized the limits of game ownership when it comes to digital versions. Storefronts shut down and purchases can even be revoked, as in the case of 2024's Concord, which Sony unreleased just weeks after it launched. With all digital content, including games, movies, music, players are purchasing a personal license and not for non-commercial use, a Sony spokesperson noted to GameFile. A reminder that players don't have the same rights over digital purchases as they do the physical ones. Just last week, Sony deleted hundreds of movies users had already purchased from their libraries, claiming they didn't have the rights to those movies anymore. You had the rights when you sold them to them? To your customers? We'll get into that here in a minute too. It's all part of the massive amount of PlayStation bullshit that we've got coming tonight on Gaming News Friday, because this is just the main block of the iceberg. There's more that we're going to stack on top of this crap here in a minute. This article's actually hitting a lot of them already. But the incentives for game makers are clear. Physical games cost extra money to produce and can be shared or traded at stores like GameStop. Only offering digital versions of the games would effectively kill the second-hand market for games that has thrived for decades. Yeah, essentially putting the coup de grace in GameStop and all these mom and pop stores that, like, the retro game stores will still make it, but that's only because of them still having physical media and stuff. But yeah, only many companies have already been slowly making the shift away from physical formats for their games. Microsoft has been offering codes in boxes for certain releases for years, or offering disc without the full game on it, forcing anyone who uses it to download the whole thing digitally anyway. And the launch of the Switch 2 ushers in game key cards, which are effectively just glorified download codes. Unlike single-use codes, though, at least the game key cards can still be shared and traded it doesn't sound like Sony is considering any similar compromise for physical media on its upcoming PlayStation 6. So, before we jump into the next batch of bullshit, what do you guys think? Start buying them up? Yeah. If you want games, like physical games, you better start buying those things now. Because once everything goes all digital, I wouldn't be surprised if they took all the physical media, all the physical games off of all the shelves everywhere. I don't know. We'll see how it goes, how far this goes, but I'm not a happy camper. I understand my computer has been without a disk drive for a long time and everything's digital on that computer, but that's just the way it freaking is. And believe me, I've got like 6 disk drives over there on the shelf, so I could just sit a disk drive here on the bottom where these fans are, move the fans, put a disk drive there, you know. But we don't have that option with the consoles. That's what made consoles consoles. That's what freaking made them what they are. Like, we had games, we put them in the console, you press the freaking power button, and they work. That's been consoles since the beginning of time. Now, they're just special PCs with fancy PlayStation and Xbox symbols on them. Yeah, I am seriously unhappy about this. Am here just working, Cadet says. I thought you had to work second shift today. But yeah, everybody needs to start buying up physical games if you want it, because them shifting away from digital or from physical games worries me about what they're going to do with the existing physical games that are already out and on the shelves and stuff, you know. When Best Buy stopped selling all their freaking movies and shit, they just packed them up and like sent them back or some shit. Oh. Like, a lot of these stores have already started erasing physical media from their shelves a long time ago. And it's just been getting worse and worse. And now everything's on a subscription service, so now you gotta have 20 million subscription services for $500 a month and shit. Yeah, I'm not happy about this. Sony, PlayStation, Xbox, they need to figure out what the fuck they're doing, because I don't know. It's a sad day for gamers because of the Deadly Cadet subscribed, renewing their subscription for their 9-month badge. If he chose to show it off, he could. He'd be the first one to get the, I think it's silver. Yeah, 9 months is silver, I think. The silver MBG badge. Give me 1 second. Alright. If I could show it off, Founder stops it. You can't just, like, stop the founders from showing up and use the... No? That sucks. You'd think Twitch would fix that. Like, I know that can't be the... We can't be the first people that's irritated. What the hell? Oh, hold on. I knew I had the overlay shut off for some reason. There we go. I gotta fix it. All my overlays are terrible. What the? Come on now. Okay. We're gonna move on to the next little batch of news. What's next for Sony's fucked up news? Sony's physical media free future isn't just concerning, it's offensive. You cannot trust digital purchases. I forgot. We should have kept reading this one. It goes along with the other one. And you cannot trust the corporations that offer them. PlayStation has suddenly told its audience that to embrace themselves for an entirely physical media free future. The news comes just days after the company unapologetically informed users it was about to permanently delete more than 550 studio canal distributed movies from the PlayStation Network and literally remove them from the accounts of any customer who previously purchased them. It's honestly one of the most baffling corporate failures to read the room since Microsoft handed Don Matrick a microphone and allowed him to discuss how the Xbox One probably wasn't going to suit someone serving on a nuclear submarine. That is, PlayStation is following a brazenly anti-consumer rag pull of digital content from fresh confirmation that all PlayStation content from 2028 onwards will be exclusively digital. The timing would be hilarious if it wasn't so appallingly offensive. However, the facts are in and the standard has been set. You cannot trust the digital purchases. You cannot trust the corporations that offer them. While I maintain a library of physical games I love and I regularly browse. Dude. Hey. Give me 1 second, guys. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Boys running through my set screaming like... Anyway. That's what happens when you have a studio right in the middle of your damn house. Anyway. Where frick was I? allow me to qualify that I have indeed purchased and downloaded many digital games over the decades via console PC storefronts, provided they always remained available to re-download. Damn, I can't speak. Even if delisted from sale, it's a compromise I've been willing to concede for now. Credit where credit's due. It's been a pretty workable arrangement to date. For instance, when the disc tray for my 360 turned to dust during the production of the... Alright, what the hell is this? It's getting way off topic. We don't need to know all... Anyway, whole point of this article, before whoever wrote it decided to go on a fucking rambling on bunch of bullcrap. Yeah, they took a bunch of movies from the people that purchased them, and now they want us to believe in a digital-only future. Fuck you, okay? Yeah, just F you, okay? Like, I don't want a GTA 6 on a code, but, you know, I'll probably do it because I fucking want to play it. Yeah, I don't know about the PlayStation 6, and I don't know about the PlayStation games after 2028. I don't know. I guess it depends on what they do. Like, it wasn't just this news. Like, recently they also came out and said that they weren't gonna like make their games for PC anymore either. So they're essentially forcing you to buy their fancy PC with a PlayStation symbol on it just so you can play PlayStation games on your digital only console. So, I don't know. But we're going to go ahead and chow down on to some more fucked up PlayStation news as Sony is shutting down Sony is shutting down PlayStation Store for new purchases on PlayStation 3 and PlayStation Vita. Sony has announced the closure of its PlayStation Store on PS3 and Vita beginning next month in certain countries, while the storefront will be shuttered. Sony has said it will ease the transition by allowing players to still download previously purchased content after the following closure dates for the foreseeable future. Mexico, Honduras, Nicaragua, PlayStation 3 storefront will close August 2026. Latin America, Middle Eastern countries, PlayStation Store on PS3 and will close starting late 2026. In all other countries, PlayStation Store and on PS3 and Vita will close in July of 2027. So you guys got about another year left of PlayStation Store. Right before the PlayStation 6 comes out and they go all digital, they're going to take the PlayStation 3 store away. What the fuck, man? And they don't even give you that many PlayStation 3 games on the PlayStation Network. Like, their back catalog sucks ass. And that's putting it mildly. Like, a lot of their best fucking games aren't on the PlayStation Network. Not like Xbox is. Like, Xbox has a lot of their old school best games on the fucking Game Pass. But not PlayStation. Like, they've got some of their good games on there. Like, they've got the God of Wars on there. Well, most of them. yeah, they're missing a lot of their old school best. So hopefully they at least up their game there if they're gonna make everything all fucking digital. Anyway, explaining the upcoming closures of the or Sony's news lands today alongside the bombshell announcement that no new PlayStation 5 games will ship on disc from January 2028 onwards. All new games will launch digitally from the PlayStation Store. Yeah, we know all about that. We were just talking all about that. Explaining the upcoming closure of its PlayStation 3 and Vita stores. Sony said it wanted to expand the PlayStation experience on newer devices. Yeah, on newer, more expensive devices. You guys need to buy newer devices if you're still playing on the PlayStation 3 because they're forcing you to come next year. But anyway, yeah. Expand. Anyway, yeah. They're gonna make you buy things like a PlayStation 5. Slowly but surely, they'll just keep canceling the online stores. Like right now it's PlayStation 3. How long's the PlayStation 4 got left? We'll see. They've already like crapped all over everything this week. This was just a little bit of icing on the cake. I'm not sure if this is the end of the dumbass Sony news. Nope. More Sony news. Actually, there's a couple Sony ones still left. Yeah, there's 3. Let me check on the live chat. How are you guys doing? What do you guys want to talk about? Hey man, how's it going? What do you guys think about the news so far? I mean, PlayStation has just been digging a hole and digging a hole. And, like, if they dig any more, they're just... I know, they're seriously getting on my nerves. I know that. It's just, yeah. Y'all make sure, hit me up in that live chat. Let me know what you guys think about the news so far. And if you're enjoying this live stream, make sure you hit that follow button. And if you really want to help support the channel, hit that subscribe button. It gets you ad-free viewing, custom emotes, subscriber badges, all the normal cool stuff that you get. And if you join the Discord, it gets you into the sub-only chat on Discord. I don't have the QR code on this one, but the exclamation point Discord should still work. Yeah, there you are. Tricked your kick. If you want to join the Discord, there's your link in the live chat. And if you sub, then you get sub-only chat on, you get access to the sub-only chat in Discord as well. So, that being said, let's get back to the news, because we've still got a lot more a lot more BS to cover. It's not realistic for us to absorb all component cost increases. Sony says it won't sell hardware at a significant loss as concern grows over the PlayStation 6 price. Sony has insisted it has no plans to sell hardware at a significant loss, with concern growing over the potential price of the PlayStation 6 amid the ongoing RAM apocalypse. Current generation consoles have went up in price, with Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo struggling to cope with the component shortage fueled by the AI boom. Sony raised the price of the PlayStation 5 consoles in April, bringing the cost of a standard PlayStation 5 to $649. Which, I don't know about you guys. I know that price sucks, but that's pretty much the price that it was when it launched. Honestly, like the bundle that I paid for, like I got my PlayStation 5. I think both controllers and a couple games, but it was like over $800. So yeah, but now now you only get the console for $649. So yeah, I guess it might be a little bit more than it was back then, but not by much. Now the PlayStation 5 digital, it's all the way up to $599 now. That's at least $100 more than it was when it launched, if I remember correctly. And now the PS5 Pro is at an astonishing $899.99, pretty much $900. That's ridiculous. Like I could build you a PC for well, actually no, I couldn't. Well, I don't know. The PC I could build you for $900 probably would get you more frames per second and maybe slightly better graphics than the PS6, but not by much. It'd struggle. Like the PS6, PS5 would still beat it in some things, or especially the Pro. But yeah, the prices have just went up crazy since the AI boom. Not just the consoles, like I said, building a $900 PC now isn't like it was when I built my PC a couple years ago. I thought prices were expensive then. Oh man. Anyway, it's rough. Just last week, Microsoft announced significant Xbox price rises of its own, which kick in this August. They come less than a year after Xbox price rises in October of 2025. We hoped another price increase would not be necessary, and we have spent the last several months working with suppliers on options, Microsoft explained. Unfortunately, console storage and memory prices have increased by more than 2.5 times, and we expect another doubling by the fall of 2027. The entire consumer electronics industry is struggling with the current component crisis, but the effects are particularly hard on consoles. Unlike phones, computers, unlike computers? Are you fucking kidding me? Okay, I got finished reading this at least. Unlike phones, computers, speakers, and other consumer devices, consoles are typically not sold at a profit, but instead for less than they cost to make. Oh, well. Guess it's all about the software. Still doesn't mean you make it all digital, jackasses. Anyway, there's not only concern that Sony will be forced to raise the price of the PS5 yet again, but that the next generation consoles, the so far announced PlayStation 6 and Microsoft's Project Helix, with cost at least $1,000 unless both companies are willing to take a significant loss on each console sold. In a recent Q&A with Sony Interactive President and CEO, however you say that guy's name, I'm not even going to try to butcher that name. You guys see it, right? Yeah, that guy. Published in English by Sony itself, the executive suggested taking a big hit on next-gen consoles isn't something PlayStation will do. When he was asked, considering consumer behavior, could you update us on the current thinking regarding hardware pricing and profitability for the next generation platform, and it's reasonable to assume that your pricing will continue to prioritize profitability of the hardware as it does today. And his response was, first, we regard hardware as the base for providing the gaming experience, and by offering products such as the PlayStation Portal Remote Player, we aim to provide experiences tailored to the user's playstyle beyond the living room, which has traditionally been considered the primary usage environment. As for pricing, it is not realistic for us to absorb all the component cost increases, and we have already implemented some price increases outside Japan. At present, however, sales are proceeding as planned, and we do not believe this has led to a decline in customer demand. You want to bet? I've heard ever since they've announced the whole all digital thing that you guys out there have been taking it to Sony. They've been just canceling their subscriptions to the PlayStation Network left and right, and I've got to look up some more. It's something that I read up on like right before we went live, so I wasn't able to get the whole gist of that, but yeah, that's what I've heard. So let's see you guys hand it to Sony's ass. Anyway, as a principle, we do not intend to sell hardware at a significant loss. At the same time, we are carefully monitoring the market and continuing to evaluate our approach. We believe that it is important for us to make every effort to ensure that customers fully understand the value we provide in relation to pricing. I really hope the PlayStation 6 does not look like that. Like, that's a computer. Like, I have 2 of those. Which is what I was saying. Where once the consoles go all digital and everything's all digital, like we're buying fancy computers with Xbox and PlayStation symbols on them. Anyway, yeah. They're not gonna eat up all the costs, so the PlayStation 6 could indeed be very expensive. Next is PlayStation confirms the PlayStation Plus monthly games for July 2026, headlined by Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. Sony has confirmed the PlayStation Plus monthly games lineup for July 2026, and it includes Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. The list also has, this is of course the Modern Warfare that launched in 2023, not the one from back in 2011 that received a rough reception from fans and critics. And particularly because of its story campaign, it launched just a year after 2022's Modern Warfare 2, an annual release strategy that Activision says it will no longer continue. The Modern Warfare 3 campaign scored a whopping 4 out of 10 on IGN's review list. Along with Modern Warfare 3, 2 other titles join July's monthly editions, which will become available to you guys on July 7th and last all the way till Monday, August 3rd. Starting on July 7th, you will get Modern Warfare 3. You will also get For the King 2, the tactical role-playing game sequel that launched on PC back in 2023 to a generally positive response, though a mixed 6 out of 10 review from IGN. And then finally, there's Crosscode, a retro-inspired 2D JRPG with 16-bit style visuals and blends old school video games, dungeon adventuring, and with RPG battling and loot. The full lineup you guys see here: Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 3, For the King, and Crosscode. Those are the 3 games that you get free for PlayStation Plus in July. Not real big, nothing real fancy. Like they said, that Modern Warfare 3 sucked ass. Campaign anyway. For the King 2 and Crosscode, I don't know nothing about them. Apparently they scored okay with IGN. Nothing too spectacular to write home about or anything, but what do you expect? It's Sony. They're just crapping all over their sales left and right. Why would we expect the free games to be any different? We'll see what the mid-July games, the ones for the other tiers, we'll see what those games look like. And next, will the PlayStation 6 be like the Nintendo Switch? Sony says its next-gen console will enable a seamless experience that can be enjoyed naturally beyond the living room. So will it be like a Switch? Sony has suggested the next-gen console, widely assumed as the PlayStation 6, could work like the Nintendo Switch by enabling a seamless experience that can be enjoyed beyond the living room. The comments come from a recent Q&A with the CEO. We already talked about who he is. He's that guy. I don't know what you want me to say. I can't say his freaking name. I'm not going to butcher it. Okay? Published by in English by Sony itself. Yeah, we already talked about this. He says we're going to be able to play it past the living room. Replied to a point on how Sony is trying to change the perception that PlayStation equals the living room with the release of PlayStation monitors and speakers people would typically use as part of a PC setup. Really? What the fuck? They're really coming out with their own monitor and stand and keyboard and mouse. What did I just get done saying? Fancy computer with PlayStation symbols on it. They're God help me. Okay. You guys feel free to hit me up in that live chat. I swear I'm not making this up. Like, I couldn't make this up if I tried. PlayStation has long been strongly associated with the idea of playing in the living room. However, in recent years, more users have been using personal computers in response. We are selling peripherals such as monitors, speakers to break away from the fixed conception that PlayStation equals the living room to a broadened usage scenarios. At this point, without naming it any concrete details for the next generation platform rather than simply serving as an alternative to PCs, we aim to deliver value that is unique to PlayStation, he said. This includes not only technology advancements, but also an expansion of usage styles, enabling a seamless experience that can be enjoyed naturally beyond the living room. Pretty much talking about their PlayStation Portal. We've heard rumors about them coming out with a handheld, a successor to the PSP. Could the PlayStation 6 be both? Not just a fancy computer with a PlayStation symbol on it, but also a PlayStation Portal? Or PSP, I mean? What do you guys think? Let me know in the live chat. Right. It is the last part that has people wondering if Sony plans to release a PlayStation hybrid console like the Nintendo Switch, a console that offers a seamless experience that can be enjoyed beyond the living room. Sure does sound like something that could be taken on the go, like a Switch, like the PSP. You know, this ain't the first time they've done this. Like, I don't know why people are acting like it's a big thing. Now, it is a big thing if they like mix the two together, because they ain't never done that. But because the PSP had its own games and stuff, it couldn't play like PlayStation 3 games and stuff. So, but yeah, we'll see. Definitely be cool. There are a number of options. Sony is heavily rumored to be working on a dedicated PS6 handheld, which is what I was just talking about. This could double as the PS6 console controller hybrid that could be docked as the Switch is, or perhaps Sony is working on a PlayStation 6 that's a little bit more than a next-gen PlayStation Portal. The guy said had seen strong sales, so I mean, I got a Portal. My Portal's okay. It works a lot better now that they've updated it a lot. Like, when it first came out, it sucked ass. Like, if you don't have a good internet connection, that Portal sucks. As long as you got an okay internet connection, then the Portal's okay. But, yeah, it requires a good internet connection. Dial-up ain't gonna work. But no, yeah, it takes a good gigabit Ethernet, you know. I wouldn't say it takes top of the line like Wi-Fi 7 or anything like that, but never hurts to have faster Wi-Fi. But yeah, it does okay as long as you have Wi-Fi. Using it on a public Wi-Fi, it's kind of fishy, just because your bandwidth gets dwindled down as everybody gets on there. So the more people on the public Wi-Fi, the crappier your experience is going to be. So that's just something you got to take into account. Like, a lot of times I hook mine up to my phone's Wi-Fi just so I don't have to use the Wi-Fi at a hotel or whatnot. Anyway, Yeah, there's just a lot of speculation on what the next gen PlayStation 6 is going to be. Before we dive into the next article, what do you guys think? Sorry guys, I've been missing the chat. Hey homie, I can share your stream with... Oh man, come on. Boy, I ain't seen so much crap in the chat in like a good minute. Come on. Forgot. Cadet's working. Oh, hold on. Alright. Took care of that. I knew I was missing something. I bet you ain't noticed that. All that work I did on to get the stream music before the stream, and I'm sitting here with silence going. Sorry guys. I was having to take care of some people in the chat because, well, I have no idea how to do that kick bounties thing, but that's not something I can do right now. I'm trying to do a news freaking live stream, guys. Come on now. Alright, let me get it back on the news. Alright, the rest of you guys that isn't kick bounties or a spammer, hit me up in the live chat. What did you guys think about that news? Me personally, PlayStation just, I'm not looking forward to the next PlayStation. If they make it kind of like the Switch, I might be a little bit more interested. That'll at least make it more kind of like a console than just a glorified PC with a PlayStation symbol on it, even though it won't have a disc drive. Still can't get over the fact that it ain't going to have a disc drive. We ain't gonna have no disc come after 2026 or 2028. Yeah. Like, it was a hard pill to swallow when the disc drive went out of our PCs and we started sticking RGB fans in everywhere, glass instead of metal and stuff. But you know, we've got flash drives now and stuff that, which makes me wonder, like, the Switch, Nintendo Switch has, like, they have the game cards. Like, I guess PlayStation's just gonna go with download codes though. I don't know. I'm not thrilled. What do you guys think about all this PlayStation news? Like, it's a massive pile of crap, wasn't it? Y'all hit me up in that live chat. Let's have a chat. Otherwise, I'm just gonna move on to the next article. We still do have quite a bit of news. The PlayStation news is over though. So if you're tired of hearing about PlayStation, it's your all's turn now. Alright, on to better news. Or is it? Let's find out. Bam. G-Skill's first Expo ultra low latency. That's what ULL stands for, just in case you don't know. Ultra low latency DDR5 kits arrive with up to 79% price premium over standard Expo memory. Like this shit was supposed to come out and be cheaper. Or be an answer to make the other RAM cheaper. I don't know. That's a lot. Like 79% over standard Expo memory. It's like $400 for a standard DDR5 kit. At 80% over, that's like $1,000 per 32 gig kit. Jesus. Despite AMD suggesting pricing would stay close to standard Expo, G-Skill's first Neo X listing ranges from 10% to 79% above existing kit prices. I gotta say, I really like how G-Skill does their RAM. Like, that's what I got in my PC back here is G-Skill. Mine's Trident Neo Neo 5 RGB, I think, or something like that. I don't know. It's hard to read it outside. But yeah, I like that sleek all black one. Mine isn't all black. Anyway, AMD introduced Expo Ultra Low Latency at Computex 2026 as an updated memory profile standard, promising tighter timings and around 4% better gamer performance over standard Expo. AMD also suggested pricing would stay close to existing Expo kits, but the first retail listing from G-Skill show that unlocking those gains will cost you. G-Skill's Trident Z5 Neo X RGB. Actually, that might be what mine is. Has appeared on Newegg in 32 gigabyte DDR5 6000 configurations with Expo Ultra Low Latency support. The premium over the standard Trident Z5 Neo kits ranges from 10% to as high as 79% depending on the timing tier. The C26 Neo X kit is listed at $1,099.99 compared to the $699.99 for the standard C6, translating to about a 57% premium. And yeah, it just gets worse after that. You guys see this. Well, actually it don't. It goes down a little bit with the C28 to 1000 compared to the 559. but that's still amounts to a 79% premium over the kit with fewer timing cycles. It's just, RAM is crazy expensive. Like, it's god awful. That's why the streaming PC only has, or not the streaming PC, but actually the streaming PC has 32 gigs, because I've built that before Ramageddon. But the PC I got for sale, that's why it's only got 16, because I couldn't afford to fancy up the GPU and upgrade the RAM. I've sold the GPU that came with it. I could then maybe upgrade the RAM a little bit, but which I might have to do because it's not really selling as good as I hoped. So I took some good pictures too. So anyway, that's off topic. RAM's expensive, even the new RAM. Let's move on. State of Decay 3, which was at Xbox Games Showcase and is currently running playtests, reportedly at risk of cancellation as buyers sought for Undead Labs. There's a fresh concern over State of Decay 3 and its developer Undead Labs this morning after reports overnight suggest both are under the threat of being closed as part of impending layoffs at Xbox. GamesBeat reported on work being done behind the scenes to find a buyer for Undead Labs, which is based in Seattle, Washington. A report that was backed by Windows Central. If a buyer can't be found, the report indicates Microsoft may cancel State of Decay 3. Undead Labs is one of a number of Microsoft-owned studios reportedly fighting to prevent a closure order. Psychonauts developer Double Fine, South of Midnight developer Compulsion, and Hellblade developer Ninja Theory are also said to be in talks with Microsoft over potentially buying themselves out. You know it's bad whenever developers are wanting to buy their own company back from Microsoft. Like, what the fuck is going on with the game industry here lately? Yeah, they're trying to buy themselves out. Hundreds of jobs are at risk. Either way, it's not just these studios, but across Microsoft's gaming business, which includes Bethesda, Activision Blizzard, and publishing operations. I think they spent way too much money on the Activision Blizzard Bethesda things, and now they're not making their money back and they're hemorrhaging. Anyway, State of Decay 3, like Ninja Theory Sonoa, was at Microsoft Games Showcase earlier this month. According to GameFile, Microsoft allegedly planned to close or spin off Ninja Theory when it revealed Sonoa at the showcase event, and did so thinking that the promise of a newly announced game would help draw investor interest in the studio. GameFile's Stephen Totillo suggested Ninja Theory's management may not have even been aware of Microsoft's plans. Either way, State of Decay 3's Xbox Showcase announcement brought confirmation of a PlayStation 5 version and a release window of 2027, but there was no firm release window. disappointing some fans. This July marks 6 years since the third entry in the zombie survival franchise was announced. And while we were now seeing plenty of gameplay footage emerge from playtests, you can still put your name down to be added to the waiting list. State of Decay 3 will not be released this year. The latest reports, however, suggest it could never be released at all after concerns for Xbox kicked off with Sharma's reset memo, which she's been resetting everything ever since she took power, because Phil Spencer put everything in the toilet pretty much. But yeah, they're looking to lay off a lot of people, get rid of a lot of studios to get some money back to try to funnel more exclusives. They're high grossing exclusives like Call of Duty and stuff. That's their bread and butter. That's where they're gonna put all their money. They have to fucking cancel everything else. I don't really think they give a crap right now, because they're just trying to get their fan base back. So we'll see how that goes. Next is GTA 6 could skip 60 frames per second entirely, as Rockstar's insane detail may force 30 FPS lock even on the PlayStation 5 Pro. There you go, Cadet. You better be listening, because this one's specifically for you, buddy. The one who wanted a PlayStation 5 Pro so they could play GTA 6, you're still gonna get the same shit I get on my PlayStation 5. On the PlayStation 5 Pro. So, don't waste your money. If you were looking to get GTA 6 for the PS5 Pro, hoping to get 60 FPS, think again. As with GTA 6, Rockstar Games is set to raise the bar for what is possible to achieve on PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series S and X, much like the studio did with Red Dead Redemption 2, but this is likely coming at a price, although the highly anticipated next entry in the series is rumored to feature a performance mode running at 60 FPS. The tech experts at Digital Foundry believe it to be highly unlikely, as the level of detail shown in the latest footage would make it very difficult to scale everything down to allow for 60 frames per second gameplay. In addition, there are plenty of precedents when Rockstar Games did not offer 60 FPS gameplay. GTA 6's immediate predecessors all launch at 30 FPS games, as did the aforementioned Red Dead Redemption 2. And in some cases, even dropped below 30 FPS. As such, it's very likely Rockstar Games will prioritize fidelity above frame rate this time around as well. As mentioned above, leaks suggested that GTA 6 will feature a performance mode running at 60 FPS, but Digital Foundry is skeptical of them. We have seen a few purported retailers leaks that detail separate quality and performance modes, but these are far from conclusive. After all, most PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 5 Pro titles do offer such modes, so any kind of boilerplate text or indeed an AI written summary would likely include that as a matter of course. These could also merely refer to a 30 FPS mode and a 40 FPS mode, or even a mode that constrains graphics slightly to hold a tighter 30 FPS lock version, one that pushes visuals harder but can drop below 30 FPS. Jesus, why would you want below 30 FPS? Like, I didn't notice a whole lot of FPS difference until I got my PC, and yeah, now like if I'm playing at 30 FPS, like that sucks. Like 60 FPS needs to be the standard. Maybe that's why GTA 6 ain't launching on PC anytime soon, because they know we're gonna get 60 FPS out of our goddamn PCs. You guys hit me up in that live chat. Oh, hey Tony, what's going on, man? Good to see you. I didn't even know you was on Twitch. Alright, that's about the end of the GTA 6 news for this week, I believe. I'm pretty sure it's just this one article. Oh, no. Well, this one kind of goes with that one. Pretty much stating what I just said about Digital Foundry crushing the 60 FPS hopes. Which, I don't know. I mean, I know the game's gonna look great even at 30 FPS, but man, the gameplay should at least be 60 FPS, damn it. Like, I can understand the cutscenes and stuff, but maybe that's something they're gonna improve with maybe that's what they're leaving for the PlayStation 6 to fix. Maybe they're leaving the 60 FPS behind the PlayStation 6, that way you got some reason to buy it. It says here 40 FPS could be a good middle ground. I mean, yeah. You'd be much less inclined to notice 40 than you would 30. Like, for some reason, 30 FPS just sucks ass. Alright, y'all. Let's keep going. We're on a roll. Oh, this one's good. The RAM manufacturers allegedly face a federal lawsuit. A federal lawsuit has been filed against RAM manufacturers Samsung, SK Hynix, and Micron. The three main RAM manufacturers are facing a federal lawsuit alleging that the companies have participated in price fixing for RAM chips. The lawsuit comes amidst a major RAM apocalypse, whatever you want to call it, that has plunged the PC and broader electronics industry, or that has plagued the PC and electronics industry since 2025. It sucks, man. I'm glad this is happening, because they're not the only person that thinks this. Like, did anybody see when Google came out with that AI stuff's gonna use less RAM news that I reported on like a month ago or some shit like that? Well, as soon as that was reported on, like, RAM prices went down. Not a lot, but they went down. And it wasn't even released yet. Like, just the announcement of it made prices go down. What the fuck? Like, come on, man. And And that's probably why they're facing this lawsuit. That and other reasons probably. But the RAM supply crisis has been one of the biggest headlines in the electronic industry since early 2025, with RAM prices skyrocketing in recent months. The shortage has largely been attributed to the rapid growth of the field of AI and the necessity for AI data centers. With data centers often buying up a vast quantity of RAM to power their servers, RAM supply issues have caused prices of computer, video game consoles, smartphones, and most anything that requires RAM, GPUs, all that good stuff, to unprecedented heights, with Apple recently raising prices on several of their popular products. Now, a new lawsuit is aiming for some of the industry's biggest chip manufacturers. A California federal lawsuit was allegedly filed against the three major RAM manufacturers for price fixing. Will this turn into something? Who knows? But it damn sure sounds good to me. A federal lawsuit filed in the U.S. District Court for the Northern District of California allegedly accuses multiple chip manufacturers for price fixing. The case names three companies as the primary defendants, alleging that Samsung, SK Hynix, and Micron have exacerbated the ongoing RAM crisis by keeping prices high and supply low. The plaintiffs, represented by the New-York-based but they done LLP. I'm probably not saying that anywhere near right. I'm sorry. Accused the companies of violating multiple laws across several states, including the Sherman Act, Cartwright Act, and Minnesota's antitrust law. The plaintiffs are seeking injunctive relief in order to remedy the effects of the defendants' unlawful and anti-competitive conduct. I don't know about you guys. I don't know if this is gonna go anywhere, but I sure hope it does. Because, I mean, I can't be the only person that thinks that this RAM-ageddon bullshit is bullshit, you know. So, yeah. Damn it, what the... Anyway. Says the federal RAM lawsuit goes into more detail about how the three named defendants have cornered the market on RAM production. The lawsuit alleges that the process of making usable RAM chips has been protected by decades of trade secrets, and that export controls in the United States prohibit other methods. The claim also suggests that the newest price spiral for RAM chips is not just the first time Samsung, SK Hynix have engaged in similar price fixing, with Samsung paying out nearly $300 million and SK Hynix paying $185 million after pledging guilty to conspiracy between 1998 and 2022. I did not know that. Did you guys know that? Because I did not know that, but that makes things even more sus. Y'all let me know in the live chat what you guys think. We're about to hit that live chat hard here in a minute. Sorry I can't see live chat while I'm reading articles. So the rising cost of RAM is a problem that many within the industry have warned is here to stay. Lenovo recently spoke about the ongoing RAM crisis and the resulting higher price points for chips, suggesting that the shortage-driven price increases may end up becoming the new normal for the industry. Micron, one of the companies named in the lawsuit, has suggested that the RAM shortage will likely last well beyond the end of 2026, with some even projecting the shortage could last until even 2030. 2030? Are you freaking kidding me? Like, I'm trying to get a business going here, you guys. Like, they're trying to kill me before I even get going. Like, anyway, enough about me. The RAM shortage has seen many companies looking for ways to counteract the shortage between rising prices and changing products. Corsair pushed a visual change to its packaging for RAM chips in February 2026, with the company adding a new tamper-evident seal to their packaging in order to combat scammers. Valve has also attributed a high launch price to the Steam Machine to the RAM shortages. Yeah, they're using the RAM shortage. Like, all these companies are using the RAM shortage to jack up their prices no matter what. We have one more article, guys, so we're just going to go ahead and bang it out, alright? Then we're going to bang that live chat out. Alright. Intel's next-gen 52-core Nova Lake CPU could pull up to 474 freaking watts. I don't know how much you guys watching know much about computers, but that's a fucking lot. Like, that's almost as much as my GPU pulls. And if you see, well, actually you can't see, but I'll show you. There's 3 wires going in that thing. Which means in order to power that, you'd need 3 8-pin connectors in your upper left-hand corner of the board. Like, man, there ain't enough room up there as it is for the 1 or 2 you got. Like, my PC has 2, but it doesn't. Well, it sort of needs the 2, but not really. But yeah, it says here Intel is expected to push boundaries with the power draw on its upcoming Nova Lake series processors, which will rival the best CPUs, with the flagship 52-core expected to feature dual compute tile architecture with a massive LP2 limit and of 474 watts. Crazy. And it does say here, where's it at? It does state in this article that it's going to take 3 6 pins to. Where's it at? Yeah, right here. It says there's also a rumored feature 3 EPS 8-pin CPU power connectors instead of the traditional 2 in order to power that powerhouse of a CPU. So yeah, that's not just Intel. Like, all next gen all the next gen CPUs and everything, like, everything's just gonna start pulling more and more power. I'm starting to wonder where the power ceiling is gonna end up at. All right, now let's pop back on chat. What's going on here? Your thoughts on the Tony says, your thoughts on the PlayStation going only digital after 2028, no more disc? Man, I spoke in length about this earlier when I was reading articles. I do not like it. I don't like it at all. Like, I know we went digital only with our PCs and we don't have disk drives and stuff, but that's an option. Like, I could put a CD-ROM in there if I wanted to. I got 6 of them over there, but there's no point. Like, everything's on flash drives now as far as computers go, for the most part, unless you, like, games are all digital on the PC, but that's what made consoles was the fact that you had discs, you had cartridges, you put them in the thing, and they worked. Now they're just glorified PCs with strict game libraries and fancy little logos on them. The Switch, Nintendo is doing good with the Switch because they at least gave you game cartridges, you know. They might be small and easy to lose, but you at least get them. Well, now I think they're game cards or some shit, but anyway, you at least get those. Now, granted, some of them usually only have like a game code or some shit that allows you to download it, but still, you have the game. And Sony, they've shown that they are not trustworthy. Like, they just took 500 movies from people that bought their movies on the PlayStation Network. They took 500 movies away from everybody that bought movies on the PlayStation Network. These certain movies, I had an article about those too. Yeah, they've already shown they're not trustworthy with the movies that people buy. So what's to stop them from going, okay, we don't have the rights for GTA 5 no more. You can't play GTA 5 on your PlayStations anymore. What? I bought that SOB on like 5 different consoles, okay? No. But it was 3. Like, it came out on PS3, I bought it. Came out on PS4, got the upgrade, paid for it. Now I think I actually got it for free upgrade on the PS5, but still. I've got that game on 3 separate consoles, so. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the consoles going all digital. We'll see how it goes. Cadet says he doesn't read chat much when he's reading articles, as it's blocked out. He will eventually respond. Yeah, I'm responding now, guys. Hit me up in that live chat. Let's have chit chat about all the news that we discussed on here this evening. We actually got that done a lot faster than I thought we did, or would. Like, I didn't expect to get, I figured it'd be 2 hours before I got done with all the news, so we're making good time, guys. Did everybody leave already? Yeah, I think everybody done left already. Up to 30 followers on Twitch. Way to go, guys. Thank you guys so much. Got us some new first-time chatters, Tony and Tony Two Sips and loves Matt 4868. You guys give me 1 second. You good? Okay. Alright, we're good now. I thought he was going to come on set for a second. Thought my son was going to make a appearance online there for a minute. But yeah, what do you guys think about the articles that we had tonight? What you want? Okay, yeah. You guys let me know what you guys think in the live chat. We had a bunch of news from GTA 6 being locked at 30 FPS. We got PlayStation 6 probably going to most likely be all digital along with the next gen Xbox, because apparently PlayStation and Xbox are cocksuckers and want to control all the media. So, yeah. They're all supposed to go all digital with their games here come 2028 probably, because the next gen consoles are most likely not going to have disk drives. And like, there was a ton of PlayStation crap news. Like, we get 3 crap games for July already. I don't even remember what they were. It was Modern Warfare 3 headlined them, and then 2 games that probably nobody's even heard of. I don't know, they got a better review from IGN than Modern Warfare 3 did, so. That one scored a whole whopping 4 out of 10, so. At least the campaign part, anyway. What'd you guys think about it? What'd you guys think about all the news? Like, PlayStation news was just piling on top of crap on top of crap. Like, then finding out GTA 6 probably only gonna play at 60 or 30 FPS, maybe 40 if we're lucky, even on the PS5 Pro. Yeah. Sorry, I couldn't bring better news this week. This crap news was piling all the way up. Wait a minute, there was something else. Hold on. There was something else. I don't remember. My mod sent it to me earlier. I don't even remember what it was. Oh, yeah. Jesus, I can't believe I almost forgot about that. We definitely have to talk about this. Let me get the article going. Wait a minute, there's a bonus article. We're gonna go back into news time. One more time here tonight. It's article time. You chill out. Alright, bam. And bam. Alright. Here we are. The Steam Machine users already, it hasn't been out like for maybe a couple days. Steam Machine users face first case of red line of death on his unit just 20 minutes in, indicating a GPU failure. Like, these things just came out and this guy had his turned on for 20 minutes. Had his on for 20 minutes and his freaking GPU died. And mind you, like, these GPUs aren't like that. Like, you can't just take it out of the Steam Machine, put a new one in there. What do you want, dude? What are you doing? You want a hug? No? Okay. That's what he usually wants. Oh. Anyway, the first case of the Steam machine encountering the red line of death has been reported and indicates a GPU failure. Steam machine's red line of death is reminiscent from the Xbox's infamous red ring of death, but instead of a ring, the PC displays a red line of death in case of hardware failure. But like I was saying, these GPUs are burnt, soldered onto the motherboard. You can't just replace that. Like, you gotta replace the whole fucking Steam machine. Unless you go know a tech expert that knows how to solder a new GPU chip on there, but good luck. Like, I'm a PC repair guy, but I can't resolder your chip onto your Steam machine, and I don't know how to do all that. Anyone who has ever owned an Xbox 360 or a PlayStation 3 should remember the red ring of death, or the yellow light of death on the PlayStation 3, which were encountered when the hardware failed to boot. The current consoles do feature their own system failure visualizations, such as the PS4 and PS5's blue line of death and white line of death, but the red ring of death was infamous, as the console itself had to go under a massive redesign to eliminate the flaws. Despite that, the 360 managed to sell millions of units, being one of the most successful Xbox consoles to date, something that Microsoft has been trying hard to achieve again with its latest offerings. What, they've been trying to achieve another red ring of death? That's not something you should be trying to achieve. Now, it's not a console, but a PC that has turned its own unique visualization to indicate a hardware fault. The Steam machine launched just recently, and the first units have already shipped to gamers, but it looks like the first case of hardware is already faulty, with the one user of the Steam machine reporting that he had only had his on for 20 minutes before receiving the red line of death, and the system was unable to boot. Now, interestingly, Steam has indicated on its support page about different red lines of death patterns that will appear depending on the fault. Since the user's red line of death is appearing from the middle to the right side, it indicates a GPU failure. As it states here, red line, it's all good. What? Oh. Go get your car, dude. Thought you wanted a hug. Oh, you want those cars. Man. I only put them up there because you left them on the floor. Anyway. Light bar red fourth gradient breathing indicator means when it's like that, system cannot detect memory. When it starts in the middle and goes all the way to the right, that's a GPU failure. When it's all the way across, it's an overheating CPU or GPU. When the light bar is red and second gradient breathing a solid red, that detects a SSD problem, and then all the way from the middle to the left is a memory training has failed problem. This means the Steam machine will either have to be sent in for repair, or the user should claim warranty, since the system comes with a soldered GPU and is not an easy fix, since the chip will need to be replaced. In any standard PC, you could just simply replace the discrete graphics card with a new one, but with this one you have to actually have it sent in for repair. Given the prices of the Steam Machine PCs and the shortage surrounding the first batch, the user will be lucky to get a replacement soon. Steam Machine looks good on paper, but unfortunately the price is far from appealing. That's to say the least. That Steam Machine is way overpriced. For God's sakes, over $1,000 for a tiny computer. Don't get me started. You can get much better options for lower price if you want to build a custom PC. Definitely. I could build you a PC to blow the Steam Machine away. Well, maybe not a lot less than $1,000, but a good couple hundred less. Plus the fact that the Steam OS is getting supported across multiple PC platforms soon makes it even less of a reason to get the system now. Plenty of units have already been sold, though it's only time will tell if the red line of death issue is widespread on these early units, or if it's just a rare instance. What do you guys think? Is it just a rare instance, or is this going to become a much bigger issue like the red ring of death? Let's have that discussion in the live chat. That is, without a doubt, the end of the articles this time around. Hey Mom, how's it going? Good to see you in the live chat. For some reason my highlight chat's still not working. Oh, there it is. It was just behind other stuff. Yeah, now I can highlight chat like I've been trying to do. Should have known it was behind other crap. But yeah, that's about all the news I got for you guys. So you guys hit me up in that live chat. Otherwise, we're going to have to get out of here. We actually got the news done a lot faster than I thought we were. There was so much news. If I hadn't rapid fired it, it probably would have took a good little bit longer. Going good? Good. This news has been a bad news week this week, between the GTA 6 being locked at 630 FPS even on the PlayStation 5 Pro, to just PlayStation just crapping all over their freaking customers with taking 500 movies out of the PlayStation Network that people paid good money for. Now that they're going all digital with games on coming in 2028. Next gen consoles aren't going to have disc drives. It's been rough. Hopefully, hopefully it's not as bad as we think, but yeah. We got RAM manufacturers getting sued. We got PlayStation dumping all over their customers with their digital crap and taking their 500 movies away from their customers. Then their dull ass 3 games that they gave us for July 2026 so far. And the next-gen consoles not having their disk drives. We're not gonna have no physical media after 2028. I think this week there was no AMD or Nvidia news this week. That was unique. Although there was so much PlayStation news that and Xbox news that I don't think. Well, technically, we did have a little bit of AMD news because of the Expo ultra low latency memory that isn't cheap like they suggested it would be. Oh, it ain't none of it gonna be cheap, but they said it would be around the same price as the current DDR5 kits, but it's not. It's like almost 3 times the price of the current kits, which are already way expensive in the first place. Don't get me started on all the PC part hardware costs and stuff. Makes it hard to start the business, that's for sure, but I get it going. You guys hit me up in that live chat, Twitch, Kick, YouTube. I'll get the live chat on my screen. I know you guys can't see it, but I have it here. Y'all hit me up. Let me know what you guys think about the news that I reported on. If you guys ain't got nothing to chit chat about, then I'm probably gonna get out here because, well, 4th of July is tomorrow. Speaking of the 4th of July, you guys be safe. Have a safe 4th of July. Make sure you don't set your house on fire or anything, or set yourself on fire. And yeah, don't forget about Sippin' Saturday. We are not going to be starting it at 9 o'clock as usual. This Sippin' Saturday is going to be one of the shortest Sippin' Saturdays in the history of Sippin' Saturday. We're going to start at a special start time of 11 p.m. tomorrow night for Sippin' Saturday. That way it gives me time to get all the firework extravaganzas done with the family before the live stream starts. And it gives you guys time to spend with your families before the live stream starts as well. So we can all converge here after we blow shit up for 250 years. Celebrating 250 years this July 4th, if you're here in the States. If you're not here in the States, then I guess you guys don't really care. But only thing that would matter to you guys then is the fact that I won't be here live till 11 p.m. tomorrow, where we will be playing some more Spider-Man Remastered. We haven't 100%ed it yet, and we probably won't get to all of it tomorrow night either because of the short live stream. So stay positive. Oh my god, it will get better. I'm trying. Computer prices suck, and like they're not showing any signs of getting better. Well, I don't know. RAM prices have came down a little bit. SSD prices have came down a nudge too, but not much. But there's supposed to be a spike in GPU prices coming here soon, so be safe, have fun. You too. I usually will watch people blow shit up nowadays. I ain't been too much into the whole fireworks crap myself. I've been pretty much going to places and watching fireworks get set off. Saves me money. But yeah, I appreciate you guys tuning in. All the support bits. Give me 1 second, guys. The dog is going crazy out here. Oh, stupid camera. Yes, that's how I gotta stop it from following me, is put my hand next to my face. Oh. All right. Oh, now the camera's all jacked up. There. But yeah. Thank goodness it wasn't all the way back like this. But yeah, I appreciate you guys tuning in. Like I said, don't forget, tomorrow night, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Sippin' Saturday. We'll be live for a couple hours. We'll squeeze in as much Spider-Man gameplay as we can. Probably not going to talk a whole lot at the beginning of the live stream. We're just going to jump right into the gameplay. And I'll have the live chat on the screen, so you guys are always welcome to hit me up in the live chat, whether it's on the screen or not. I can always see live chat, so feel free to always hit me up in the live chat. I appreciate you guys watching, all the support, bits, subscriptions on Kick, all the support, subscriptions, follows, all that good shit. We finally hit 30 followers on Twitch here tonight. A major goal for me. So I appreciate you guys there on Twitch who have hit that follow button. Hopefully you guys hit that notification button as well. That way you guys get notified when I do go live. Of course, sometimes there are strange times like tomorrow when I go live at 11 p.m. But we're going to enjoy our 4th of July tomorrow. You guys be safe for your 4th of July. Don't forget, 11 p.m. start time for Sippin' Saturday. We'll be live for a little while. And then after that, we'll start another week. We'll be live with Metal Gear Rising Revengeance for Metal Gear Monday, this upcoming Monday. So after Sippin' Saturday, that'll be the next one, is the Metal Gear Monday, where we will be playing some more of that Metal Gear Rising. We had a lot of fun with it this past Monday, so yeah. I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Oh, hold on. Positive vibes. I will be there for a little. Alrighty, I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys so much for everything, all the support on Twitch, Kick, YouTube. You guys are why I do this. Hopefully you guys found this live stream informational and helpful for you guys. Sorry I couldn't have better news. I'll try to have better news next Friday for Gaming News Friday. So if gameplay live streams aren't your jam and all you want is gaming news Friday live streams, make sure you tune in every Friday. You guys let me know. Is it better at later at like 8, 9 p.m. or should I keep doing it at 2 p.m.? That's something I'd really like to look into. But for now, it's Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Gaming News Fridays, usual time. Tonight it was different because I had some other 4th of July stuff to do today with the family, so that's why the late live stream tonight. Yeah, but next week we'll be back to normal. Gaming News Friday live stream, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then next week, Sippin' Saturday, of course, we'll be back at 9 p.m. But tomorrow, I'll see you guys 11 p.m. Eastern. If you guys found this live stream informational, helpful in any way, shape, or form, if you're watching on Twitch or Kick, make sure you hit that follow button. And if you want to help support the channel, hit that subscribe button. It does give you guys exclusive perks on Twitch, like subscriber badges, subscriber emotes, and of course ad-free viewing. For those of you on Twitch that do watch the ads, thank you very much. It's the easiest way to help support your streamer right here, and I appreciate it. I appreciate everything that you guys do. I'm here for you guys. I appreciate it. Have a good night. I'm gonna get off here. Yeah, you guys have a safe and happy 4th of July tomorrow, and I'll see you guys afterwards for Sippin' Saturday, 11 p.m. Oh yeah, I forgot. You guys on YouTube, don't forget to hit that like button. It pushes this live stream out to more people just like you who want to see content just like this. And while you're there, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit that bell icon, so you guys know when I go live again on YouTube. That being said, thank you guys. Have a good rest of your night. Have a happy 4th of July, and I'll see you guys afterwards, after we blow shit up for the 250-year anniversary of the United States of America. We'll be right here on this live stream, 11 p.m. Eastern. I'll see you guys then. Until then, peace.